You're watching Bermuda Tonight. It's Monday, April the 8th, 2019. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us. The Bermuda Union of Teachers and Government has signed off on one segment of their negotiations. Mike Sharp reports.
The Minister of Education, Michel Rammstein, announced today that headway has finally been made towards meeting teachers' demands.
I'm also very happy to report that negotiations with the BUT have concluded. They were concluded late in March, and now we're at the stage where we're just waiting for all of the various bits and papers to be signed off on. My hats go off to the PSNT, who did the negotiations on our behalf, and along with the Commissioner of Education and technical officers from the Department of Education that assisted.
And what exactly was achieved with the signing?
Obviously, it brought about the closure of the negotiations that have been going on since June of last year, and I'm happy to report that the Bermuda Union of Teachers have agreed to a 2% uplift, which was what we had put on the board last year in June when we first started. And I do believe the other part of the negotiations is that the maternity leave will now be on par with their BPSU counterparts.
But the union's General Secretary, Mike Charles, said there has been only an increase of 2 weeks for maternity leave, bringing the total to 15 weeks, plus 3 weeks unpaid leave. The men and paternity may receive up to 10 days leave. We also asked Minister Rammstein about the principal's work to rule.
Unfortunately, the principals are still technically on work to rule. What we've done, we've been meeting with them as much as they've wanted to meet, and we believe that we have pretty much sorted out all of the problems. Right now, we've responded to the latest that they've asked for, and we're just waiting for a response back from them. I've talked to the Commissioner of Education extensively about this because it's something I get updates on a regular basis, and she's also informed me that we've replied and answered just about everything that they have asked us to do, and we're just waiting for a reply from them. We're hopeful that once this reply comes back, it will lift the work to rule.
Such as standard-based education?
Well, no, part of the work to rule was part of the work to rule was it was a myriad of things, and they had a long list of issues that they wanted solved. And part of the implementation of standards-based education was part of that. We've done quite a bit of things in that area in terms of updating our teachers and principals on how that's going to work.
And I'm Mike Sharp with Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Mike. In other news, fed up, so members of the Bermuda Police Association hold an emergency meeting called to determine the way forward as negotiations on a new collective bargaining agreement reportedly stall. Gary Moreno has the latest on the talks, which have remained without resolution for almost 2 years.
The emergency meeting was held this afternoon at police headquarters in Prospect to allow members of the executive of the Bermuda Police Association, or BPA, led by Chairman Sergeant Andrew Harewood, to advise on the status of the negotiations and to make a determination as to what their next course of action should be. Sergeant Harewood declined to make any comment on the situation, but sources familiar with the goings-on maintain the frustration being felt by the BPA is largely to do with what was described to us as the ineffectiveness of the government-appointed Public Service Negotiation Team, or PSNT. Information reaching us suggests the BPA's view is that the PSNT, which is made up of well-respected former civil servants, is powerless to make any decisions. Further, the fact that there have been 3 different PSNT chairs in the last 2 years has done little to move negotiations forward. And there is reportedly now a feeling that the continued changes in that position are actually a stalling tactic on the part of the government. Our sources complain every time a new PSNT chair is appointed, that person has to be brought up to speed on the status of negotiations, thereby further prolonging an already protracted process. The PSNT was originally headed up by Mr. Gary Phillips, who was succeeded by Jonathan Smith, former Commissioner of Police. Mr. Smith himself was succeeded by current Chair Judith Hall-Bean, former head of the Civil Service. It is understood the BPA had also sought a meeting with Premier David Baird to discuss the situation, but were denied on the basis that the PSNT is the body appointed to address their concerns. We're told that following today's emergency meeting, a decision was taken to wait until the outcome of a sit-down with the Ministry of National Security on Wednesday of this week to make a final determination on the next course of action for the BPA membership, although it is understood that a 48-hour deadline has been given before work-to-rule action is embarked upon. From what we're told, all options remain on the table, with that of legal recourse against the government said to be a strong possibility. And speaking of legal recourse, one of the major issues of the ongoing negotiations between the BPA and the government, we're told, is that of the payment of legal fees for police officers who were brought before the courts on matters which may arise during the performance of their duties. It is understood that at present, any such costs have to be met by the officers themselves or with the assistance of what's been described to us as the limited resources of the Bermuda Police Association. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Gary. Meantime, a spokesperson for the Cabinet Office in response to queries about the BPA's purported claims issued the following statement. The public sector negotiating team has our full confidence in leading our union negotiations, and we're keen to conclude the Bermuda Police Association's discussion for a new CBA in a timely fashion. I should remind that the PSNT has had success with completing negotiations with the Bermuda Public Services Union, the Fire Services Association, and the Bermuda Industrial Union. We strongly believe that ongoing dialogue is the best approach in resolving any impasse, and we remain committed to the negotiation process, end quote. A video of individuals abusing young lambs making its rounds today on social media. We must warn you, the images may be upsetting, so you may want to turn away right now. The abuse of two lambs by an unknown male appears to be filmed on a cell phone in which the perpetrator taunts and tosses one of the lambs into a cactus patch. In the background, you can hear two or more individuals laughing and encouraging the violence against the animals. The two lambs are also thrown off the roof of a shed into a grassy area below. Police say they are taking this matter extremely seriously, and efforts are ongoing to bring the individual being filmed committing the offense into custody, as well as to track down the individual behind the camera. The public should be aware that cruelty to animals is an offense under the Care and Protection Act of 1975, which carries penalties of up to 12 months in prison and or fines. Anyone who may have witnessed this terrible incident, knows the identity of those involved, or has relevant information is urged to call Constable Melvin Best directly on 717-2385, that's 717-2385, or the Somerset Police Station at 234-1010. More news and the latest from AccuWeather. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Furniture Walk. At Furniture Walk, we have one of the island's widest selections of top brand home furnishings, including Stearns & Foster, Craftmaster, Natuzzi, Universal, Bassett, and many more. Whether you're freshening up your living room or remodeling your entire home, we have all the brands and top quality furnishings you'll need. We also offer in-house financing. Can't find what you're looking for in store? No problem. We can special order it for you. Our website has an even larger selection of the world's best furniture. Stop by our Paget store and we'll be happy to help you get on your way to finding the perfect selection for your home or office. Furniture Walk, furnishing Bermuda's homes for over 30 years.
Are you a drone operator? Did you know there are now 3 no-fly zones in Bermuda? These include LF Wade International Airport, Police Headquarters in Prospect, and Westgate Correctional Facility. These no-fly zones have been created for everyone's safety and security. Any person who breaks these laws commits a punishable offense and may be prosecuted. Find out more at bcaa.bm.
The sessions are designed for those children who have never done the duathlon or a multi-sport event, as well as children who have. They're great fun sessions. This is a great facility we have up here in Bermuda. So I would encourage everyone to come out and try. It's free, it's fun, and there's lots of experienced people to help you up here.
Welcome back. The door has been reopened for new telecommunication companies to set up in Bermuda, paving the way for greater market competition. The Ministry of Home Affairs recently directed the regulatory authority to lift the moratorium on the granting of new operating licenses. Jasmine Patterson brings us up to date.
Too few providers of major mobile internet and TV service providers over the years, according to the government, has been to the detriment of consumers. Bermuda's electronic communications market has been described as an oligopoly.
The market needs more competition, and because of the mergers and acquisitions and changes in the market since 2011, things have changed, and it was important that this opening up of the market be done so that there are new entrants who offer new technologies, new choices, and potentially benefits to consumers with lowering the costs.
The purpose of the license issuing freeze in 2013 under the One Bermuda Alliance administration was to prevent the market from becoming diluted. In November 2018, the minister directed the authority to conduct a review of the moratorium required by Section 75 of the Act. 2 months later, the authority submitted a final report of its review to the minister, containing recommendations to lift the moratorium and implement a, quote, efficient I-call and call application process. However, the minister stresses that responsibility for issuing licenses rests on the RA.
There have been companies that have come to us expressing a variety of interests in possibly coming in, but that will be a matter for the regulatory authority to consider and to review the worthwhileness of their particular applications so that to see whether they will qualify for licenses or not.
The RA will hold a public consultation period from April 5th to April 26th to gather feedback on what the requirements should be for new entrants. Bermuda Broadcasting Company says it's the hope the RA will do its part to protect small communications firms.
Competition is a good thing. Hopefully it will help lower prices, and I'd like to think that the regulator would help protect the smaller local players that might enter the market, because we've got two dominant foreign-owned carriers in Bermuda that make up the majority of the telecoms industry here, and that is a very large industry, right? We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars that exit the country presumably every year to pay their foreign investors. We're seeing very high tens of millions of dollars in net revenues being reported by some of these telecoms companies. So to retain some of that here in Bermuda would be very good.
We reached out to several current iCall licensees, including One Communications, WOW, and Digicel. Digicel responded, "We will not be providing comment on this matter at this time. We are aware of the consultation published by the RA, which we shall be reviewing in due course and responding appropriately if necessary in line with the prescribed process," end quote. Jasmine Patterson reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, turning to other news, a perfect spring day today. Let's go to AccuWeather headquarters now to see what's heading our way, especially with the Ag Show starting this Thursday.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brittany Boyer. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Not too bad out there today. We have high pressure that's starting to build on in, so you can see generally clearing conditions just off to our west, so that's going to make for some nice tranquil weather as we head into your Tuesday, but we will have the opportunity for yet more rain, as if there hasn't been enough rain lately, but we could always use it in the long run. There's a disturbance out toward the southeast, and eventually that's going to be moving its way on toward the island, and it'll even bring the threat of maybe even a couple of thunderstorms once we head into the later half of the day on Wednesday. We'll be talking more about that as we look at current conditions right now around the island. Not a whole lot out there. There could be an isolated shower as we head into the overnight hours, but the chances of that happening, say, less than 20% or so. So overall, not too bad out here for this Monday evening. Temperatures right around 70 degrees, humidity 75 to 80%. The water temperature currently sitting at 69 degrees. And look at the conditions out on the water. We're talking about waves inside the reef, calm to 1 foot. Doesn't get much better than that. And outside of the reef, not too choppy out there. Waves are running between 1 and 3 feet. Now, once we get into the next couple of days, we will have that rain area that we have to watch out for. So there is a small craft warning Tuesday evening through Wednesday afternoon. So heads up. if for any reason that is where you are headed. We have your tidal times right down here. We have our high tide coming in just after 11:30 tonight. And again, maybe a stray shower. Otherwise, it's partly cloudy for this Monday, 65 the low temperature. And tomorrow, temperatures are nice and warm, a high of 73 degrees under partly sunny skies, and it will be a nice and pleasant day. Now, as we look at our future cast, you can see that we will have that rain area approaching. By the time we head into Wednesday, it looks like Wednesday will start off with some scattered showers, and then Wednesday night is where we'll have the opportunity for some steadier showers and possibly even a couple of thunderstorms as well. And then we'll have some gradual clearing into Thursday. You can still see some mainly cloudy skies right over the island. So it might take a little while for this moisture to move on out of the area. Speaking of moisture, we do have a couple of showers out there worth mentioning here into Jamaica, 84 degrees, mostly cloudy and showers. Barbados, 81 degrees. Also a couple of showers out there right now. If you are doing any traveling, as we take a look at the travel forecast as we get you into tomorrow here, you'll notice that we do have generally okay conditions for at least Toronto, but look at all these stormy icons from New York City to Boston, also Atlanta. So there will be some areas that have some unsettled weather. That comes into play for us once we get into Wednesday. Again, there could be a few rumbles of thunder here and some steady rain. Temperatures will turn cooler behind that disturbance, but not exactly cold. A high of 70 on Thursday with clearing skies.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
I was diagnosed with illness. Very frightening because my son had just turned 1 and it was a cancer. So I'm young, new baby, and I needed to get the care that I knew would be definitive so that I wanted to be around for him for a very long time. I got in contact with BF&M and BF&M was able to commit at that time to doing at least 50%, so we were comfortable, okay, well, we're gonna go. We got off the plane actually the day of the procedure, and on my way to the limo, my case manager called and she says, Kiana, we got it, you're covered at 100%. And I cried all the way to the office because I was just so happy. The BF&M difference is that I really felt that the case manager really was concerned about my overall care, and because of that I really appreciated them. I think that personal care, that willingness to listen, and then to work until they were able to get it so that I could get full coverage really made the difference for me.
And you're watching the Monday edition of Bermuda Tonight. Well, about 1,300 people attended a lecture on the nature of reality presented by New York best-selling author, New York Times, Deepak Chopra. Maya Palacio tells us more in this report.
Deepak Chopra is a professor, author, and pioneer with over 30 years' experience in integrative medicine, experience that he shared with Bermuda.
95% of disease is actually a result of how we live our lives. So very slowly, people are realizing that the future of well-being is actually in their hands. Good sleep, meditation, managing your stress, healthy emotions, social engagement, exercise, movement, nutrition, these are now well-known strategies.
On April 6th, the halls of Southampton Princess were filled with happiness, helpfulness, and healing.
I thought I'd come and hear what he had to say and hopefully improve my lifestyle somehow.
Are you a big fan?
Yeah, I've read some of his stuff and watched some of his videos, and he's a very compelling speaker.
I've never seen Deepak Chopra before, so I'm interested to see what he has to say. And who doesn't need a little bit more wellness in their life?
Colonial Group International organized the event to help encourage better lifestyle choices on the island. CEO Naz Farrow says the majority of claims Colonial pays for are lifestyle choices.
For Bermuda, one of the challenges that we have, like many other countries, are that a lot of the illnesses that we are dealing with are related to lifestyle.
Farrow says that a better lifestyle can reduce the number of claims.
In Bermuda, the majority of claims, there are a high level of claims that we pay out for diabetes-related diseases, type 2 diabetes, obesity, other chronic illnesses. If people lived better lifestyles, rough estimates, maybe we could reduce some of those claims by about 30%.
Dr. Chopra says one practice of integrative medicine can be done almost everywhere.
One practice would be to sit quietly and do nothing.
For Bermuda Broadcasting Company, I'm Maya Palacio.
Earl Basin will have the weekend sports roundup after the break. We'll be right back.
I got these for seasickness last week, and they're terrible.
That's strange.
I know. I put one behind each ear like you're supposed to, and nothing happened.
These are tablets. You're meant to take them with water.
I got this pump for my asthma. Hasn't changed anything.
Show me how you're using it. It's an inhaler. You're meant to breathe it in.
Well, this toothpaste, definitely off.
It's a hemorrhoid cream.
Well, that explains why my gums are shrinking.
Toyota commercial vehicles from Bermuda Motors are the smart business choice. They're fuel efficient, durable, and provide exceptional performance. Bermuda Motors maintains an inventory of Toyota genuine parts and has Toyota factory-trained technicians. So don't risk buying a second-hand or gray market truck from someone you don't know. Whether you run a large fleet or single commercial vehicle, choose Toyota from Bermuda Motors, the smart business choice.
I close my eyes and I can see the world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake.
Over time, your mattress goes through a lot. That's why at Dreams, our experts recommend you replace your mattress every 8 years for a better night's sleep. Replace every 8 years and sleep better with Dreams.
For the world we're gonna make.
Made with care, handled with care, delivered with care. Now that's what dreams are made of.
Turning to sports, Bermuda boxer Andre Lamb goes down in Nicaragua. Jair Mitchell finished fourth in the Triple Crown Motocross Series, and champions were crowned in both the Bermuda Football Premier and First Division. Here's Earl Basin with our sports package.
Andre Lamb went down in his American Boxing Confederation qualifier for the Lima 2019 Pan American Games in Nicaragua. Lamb, competing on day 2, took on Luis Miranda from Peru in the welterweight class. Lamb would go down 5-0 on the judges' scorecards. Jair Mitchell concluded competing for Team Whole Shot Motorsports in his first event on the Canadian motocross circuit. After Mitchell clocked a comfortable pole position fastest time during the qualifiers, he would finish fourth in the moto. The first moto, Mitchell went down but fought his way back to finish in third place. He would also go down in the second moto. After running most of the race in second place, he would recover to finish in fifth place. The Southampton Rangers were crowned the First Division champions following their 3-2 victory over Somerset Eagles at the White Hill Field yesterday, and coach Jomar Wilkinson explained his emotions when the final whistle blew.
It was relief because this has been a long 2 years. The boys have been very honest, especially in the first year. This year we wasn't as honest as we needed to be honest. But it's been a journey for us, and for Ecuador to come up chumps for us and win the Scotty winning goal was way more than we could ask for from him. It's been an excellent old season for us. It's been one of our mainstays in our midfield, and so for him to come up and score the last goal, I'm happy for him and happy for the team.
Scott Morton, the Premier Division League champions PHC Zebras head coach, summed up his team's season.
It's just a continuation from the previous 2 seasons that gave us a good foundation to be able to deal with any of blips, as you would call it, throughout the season. So for the players, they just continue to fight. Outside of that, the extension of our youth program and the under-17 players that came through really kept us going throughout that second half of the season. So all the credit goes to the club as a whole.
Tiara DeRosa represented Mississippi Valley State Women's Track and Field at the Jim Means Invitational Track and Field Meet. DeRosa finished second, competing in the women's shot put with a top toss of 12.64 meters, and with a toss of 47.95, DeRosa would win the women's discus throw, which came on her third of 6 attempts. Sean Trott and Gail Lindsay are the 2019 Ludwig Can 10K Road Race male and female champions, the third event of the Legend Series. Trott was set at early pace and crossed the line in a time of 34.31. Tom Mills was second in a time of 36.54, and crossing the line third was Neil Disenqua with a time of 38.02. Lindsay was the 8th runner to cross the line. She would clock 41.38. 2 places back was the second female finisher, Laura Graham, who was clocked at 42.32. The third female finisher was 16th overall, Anna Laura Hocking, who clocked 45.52. Bermuda Sanshao Association team claimed a total of 19 medals during their martial arts competition in Barbados. On day 1, during the 20th Bridgetown Burning Martial Arts Festival, they would win 8 gold, 2 silver, and 1 bronze. During the Long Beach Burning event, the Bermuda team captured 3 gold, 2 silver, and 3 bronze medals. Kenny Lejour concluded competing in the junior golf tournament over in Boca Raton, Florida. Lejour began the day and round 2 in 20th place, but he would come off the course in 12th place after shooting a second round 3 over par 75. Lejour's second round consists of 2 birdies, 11 pars, and 5 bogeys. Bermuda Bicycle Association's VT Construction Medicine Road Race produced 3 photo finishes at Southside yesterday. Darren Glassford won the adult A division when he was clocked in a time of 1:22.18.3. His winner's edge teammate Alex Miller was second in 1:22.18.6, and Kwame Curling finished third with a time of 1:22.20.6. The adult B division was even closer as Alan Mooney stopped the clock in a time of 1:22.18.63. Gareth Fleming was second in 1:22.18.68, and Clifford Roberts was third in a time of 1:22.18.8. Karen Smith picked up the win in the women's division when she was clocked in a time of 1:20.17. Randa Roberts was second in 1:24.10, and Diana White was third in a time of 1:24.12. Meanwhile, Tyler Butterfield and Caden Hopkins competed in the Boulder Rubax bike race. Competing in the men's Pro 1-2 division, Butterfield finished 13th, crossing the line in a time of 3 hours, 5 minutes, and 46 seconds. Hopkins finished 22nd while competing in the collegiate men's A division with a time of 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 31 seconds.
Wednesday, the 24th of April, Michel Rammstein returns to Bermuda, accompanied by fellow Christian apologists Alicia Wood and Vince Vitale, also of the Rabbi Zacharias International Ministries. Once again, we tackle the mysteries and misconceptions arising from the Christian worldview. Has Christianity failed? Where is God in suffering? And why believe in fairy tales? Plan to attend this fascinating forum at the MidOcean Amphitheatre on the 24th of April at 7:30.
Free tickets at ptix.bm.
Come on, y'all, and sing it for me. Car wash. Woo, woo, woo. Car wash, yeah.
At ProSurf, we've got mail. Did you know at ProSurf, we handle over 150,000 mail pieces per month. We have a full mail handler's license, secure, centrally located facilities, state-of-the-art digital printing, insertion, franking, and tracking systems. Even full mailroom operations management, along with experienced staff and the reliability to get your job done right. So whether the job is large or small, by hand or sprint pickup delivery, daily, weekly, monthly, or a one-off project, we've got you covered from start to finish with email confirmation. At ProSurf, we've got mail. Call 295-7619 or visit prosurf.bm, and let's get it started.
That's our newscast. I'm Diane Brewer. Thanks for sharing your Monday evening with us, everyone. Good night.